Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Product Lux, and in today's video I'll be teaching you backend development from the scratch. Okay, so let us just go ahead and check out what is on my channel. First of all, let me talk about that. Okay, so I have been creating videos since 1 year, and this is a new channel. Obviously, you'll find some less content but very useful content. Okay, so make sure to subscribe my channel before going to this video. And if you really like this video and it was helpful for you, just put a comment below and give a thumbs up to this video. Okay, so right here, what I will do is I will tell you about what we'll be doing in our backend course. Okay, so right here, yeah. So right here, I am inside my canvas. Now, what I'll do is I'll draw some diagrams. So let us first understand how does a website work. Okay, so let us say this is a front end. Okay, so let us say this is our front end client. Okay, so let me make the text bigger. Let's say this is our front-end client and this is our back-end client. Okay, this is our back-end, and in between there is one interface. Okay, so this is our client. Okay, this is our client, only client. Let us just call it simple client, and there's an interface in between the client and the server. That is the front end. Okay, so that is what is that? That is the front end. Fine. This is our front end. Now, whatever a user will do on the front end, let us say we have a form, or let me take one example. Let us say this is the backend of Facebook, and this is the Facebook.com front end page. And this has two fields. Okay, this has two fields. Let me take you to Facebook.com. Okay, Facebook.com. And here you will see a initial login page, a sign-in page. You can see that here is the login to Facebook, one email address, mobile number field, and one password field, then one login button. Okay, so let us say this is our email field. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll just yeah. So let us say this is the email field, and then we have a password field right here. Let's call it password. And another field that we have is the button, not field. Okay, so this is the login button. Fine. So this is the initial UI that you will be getting whenever you request to Facebook. Now what happens is, let me explain you that whenever you try to request to backend, okay, let us say we are requesting to backend that hey, just give me a Facebook page. Okay, just give me the Facebook page, and here what it will do is it will run some algorithms in the backend. Now in the backend we have typically many languages. Okay, we have many languages in the backend running. So just let me tell you that it will just try to authenticate, authenticate, authenticate the request. Now let us say you are requesting the feed page, your feed. Okay, you are requesting your Facebook feed for to Facebook.com, and they will be authenticating you. Whether you are authenticated to get the feed or not. If you are not yet authenticated, okay. So let me just draw a back arrow as well. So let us say you are not authenticated. So if you are not authenticated, what they will do is they will send you this login page. If not, send. Wait a second. If not, send the login page. Okay. If not, send the login page. And how they will send the login page back to you? they will send the login page in the form of only HTML, CSS, and JS. Okay. So you will always see the front end in terms of HTML, CSS, and JS, nothing else. Okay. We don't know what is the algorithm that they are running. They may be running something called uh, PHP, then we have Python, then we have Go, then we have, let us say, Ruby. Okay, we have Ruby, then we have Express, or anything else if you know about backend languages. So most commonly these are used. Okay. And also another language that is here, which is Java. Okay. So these may be used by Facebook servers to authenticate your request. They may be using a single language or multiple platforms like Python, Go, Ruby, Express, Java. They may be using multiple platforms, but we don't know what is the algorithm behind the scenes running on the Facebook servers. Now, as soon as they send you the login page in the form of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, sorry, what you do is here, you will tend to send your credentials through this. Okay, let us say I'm pointing to this, and then what I will do, I will just point this to here. Okay, let us say this to here. And what you will do, you will go ahead and sorry. uh, So what you will do, you will send your credentials. Send credentials. Now, how you send the credentials? You enter your email, you enter your password, you hit the login button. Now, as soon as you click the login button, a request will go to the login endpoint of Facebook agent. There is the API is hosted on https api.facebook.com, and it's hosted here facebook.com/auth/login or /user/login anywhere. So it will send a post request to this. So, okay, it will send a post request right here, and you will probably see after authentication of your request, after authenticating you, what they will do after the authentication, they will send you the Facebook page. So here I will just go a bit below. It will just go below a bit. Okay. And here I will type that is after authentication, after successful auth, send user his or her home page feed. Now, typically, backend works like this. Okay, you will send some request to the backend through HTTP requests. There are many requests: post, get, batch, delete, put. Many request types of HTTP requests are there, and you will be typically sending four main requests: get, post, batch, and delete. Okay, and upon that, server will respond you accordingly in the form of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Note that you cannot see their PHP code or Python code or Go code or Ruby on Rails code. You cannot see the backend code. You can just see the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So the motive of this video is to create such a login system. Okay, we'll be creating a secure login system. We'll be implementing authentication, okay, registration of a user, email verification, profile update, profile delete, how to upload profile pictures of your own. Okay, we'll be using third-party CDN service. We can name it as Cloudinary. Okay, we have a lot of options. We have Cloudinary as an option. We have image kit as an option to use the free part. Okay, and if you want something more, okay, I will suggest to go to Amazon S3 buckets. Okay. I have not used S3 buckets, but yeah, you can use Amazon S3 buckets. You have to add your credit card or debit card, and then what you can do is you can access to your storage buckets on Amazon AWS. Okay, and also there are a lot of options for third-party CDN services. DigitalOcean Spaces, yeah. So DigitalOcean Spaces, this is also a great uh, what I'm saying, CDN service that you can use to deliver your static files. Okay, so let us just go ahead and let me tell you something more. What we'll be doing this course is we'll be fully utilizing something called GitHub. Okay, we'll be using GitHub for this particular project because you need to know about GitHub how to manage projects, real world projects, collaborative projects using GitHub. I'll be teaching you how to do that. Okay, how to use GitHub in this video. Although I have a course on Express about 6 hours, MongoDB about 1.5 hours, and a very old video on Git and GitHub that is for 30 minutes. You can watch these three and you'll be enough to go with this. Apart from that, I'll be telling you extra things that you need to know before you go to this course. Okay. So I don't think I forgot anything here. So let us straight away jump into setup for our backend. Okay, so let me tell you that inside the Express course, I have already told you how to install Node.js Visual Studio Code. Okay, you can probably watch that part only. It's either module 1 or module 0. I'll be providing you the link in the description box. You have to install Node.js. Make sure you are installing the LTS version only, not current version. You can install current version as well, but that will be less stable and they are supported for a less period of time. So I'll suggest to go with the LTS or long-term support versions. Then go ahead with Visual Studio Code. Okay, so this is not the only option for code editing. You can use Sublime Text, you can use WebStorm, you can use Notepad as well, but I will not suggest you to go with the Notepad. You can use Sublime Text, you can use WebStorm, obviously. Right. And then another software that we'll be using for API testing is Postman. Okay. Apart from Postman, we have some great Visual Studio Code extensions as well. I can name it as Rapid API Client. Okay. We have a Rapid API Client. This is also for API testing. And we have another extension also that is Thunderclient. We have another extension that is named as Thunderclient. These two are also great, but I personally use Postman. Okay, it's very easy to use Postman. Also, it's very easy to install on the system. Okay, if your system doesn't support Postman or you are inside a system that has no support for these kind of softwares, you can obviously try out this Thunder client and the Rapid API client extensions. I'll be also providing you the marketplace link. So now here, after installing your Node.js, probably you will try to test it. So go ahead and type a node-test version. If it gives you the version, I'm having 24.14.0. If it gives you the version, it means it has been set up correctly. Or if you are getting some error like uh, node command is not recognized as an internal or external command or script or anything else, you can typically go to your program files, your C directory, program files. For Mac OS and Linux users, please check online on ChatGPT or YouTube for that. Uh, Go to program files, then go here. So what happens is Node.js automatically adds it to your environment variables. If not, you can manually do that. Go to program files, then go to this Node.js directory here. Okay, and this is the folder where your node.exe lies. You have your node.exe, you have your npm scripts, you have your npx script. Okay, copy this, copy this, and go ahead and search for environment variables. Okay. You can use either system environment or for your account. Typically, if you want that this environment variable should be available for all the users using the same system, you can use the system environment. If you're a user alone, you have a single user only, and you will be keeping a single user. Go ahead and edit environment variables for your account. Now here we have a path right here. If you'll click on this, double click on this, you'll find a lot of things. Don't modify the default path, okay, default paths, because that will cause some inconsistency. And let me tell you that these paths, okay, these parts like this Windows apps, then JetBrains toolbox, then we have programs get CMD. Actually, what happens is some of them are registered by default by your Windows, so don't try to remove them. So just click on new and paste this here, and it will be added to your environment variables. Okay. Now what happens is that, let me show you. I will click on cancel. You will see, yeah. So you will see that typically it has been added to the environment variables in the system. Okay, they may have added those here automatically. You can see that, but if you want for your account, you can use this. Okay, so I'll click on cancel because that is already available. Now, what I will do is I will go ahead and write it clear. Okay, and I will write npm init dash one. Okay, and here I'm using git bash. If you don't know what is git bash is uh okay, you can go for git bash, or sorry, git bash. I told you git bash, that is the git CLI tool. You can install this on your Windows, and then GitHub CLI also. Those are for the version control system. I'll be talking about that in this video in a short period of time. And then is GitHub desktop. You probably don't need GitHub CLI for this. You probably need this GitHub desktop. Okay. So let us go ahead and right here what I will do is I will just go ahead and write here npmi express. And after writing npmi express, it will go ahead and install express here. What I will do is I will wait for some time to get it installed. Yeah. And I will change my type to module, ES modules. Okay. And here what I will do is I'll go to express.com website, and I will show some laziness and I'll copy this code that is given by Express and create a server.js here. Paste it. Server.js, and here I'll be telling you something that is it's most essential actually. You have to install npm i.env. What is .env? .env is a package that will help you to ins to use the environment variables that will be placing inside the .env file. Okay, we'll be placing them inside the .env file. Let me delete that. Yeah, npm i.env ampersand ampersand. Note that if you're using PowerShell, you have to provide a semicolon instead of ampersand ampersand. Or else, let us go ahead with separate npm i.env. Okay, and after installing .env, I'll suggest you to go ahead at the top of your entry point. Uh, Wait a second, let me just disable my Copilot. Snooze. Okay. Snooze for wait a second. Uh, Copilot. Just Copilot disable inline solutions. Okay, so I just disable Copilot. So import writer import .env slash config. And if you wonder which theme I'm using, this is the new theme by Visual Studio Code. I'm using that one. Now here, instead of hard coding the port number, I'll just use process.env.port or else 8004. Okay. And let me tell you that why I have used this instead of hard coding 8080, because hard coding 8080 because a port 8080 is blocked on some systems like Mac OS or Linux. Some processors by default use the system port. This as the system port. So why I provided this? Whenever we'll be deploying, we'll probably deploy, mostly we deploy on Linux or Ubuntu servers. So what they will do is they will automatically assign the port number from their environment variables. And here I will write auth backend, okay, auth backend listening on port this, and I'll clear my console, and I will install NodeMon as a dev dependency. Now many of you ask that we have a watch flag. If you don't know, you have a watch flag for Node.js in latest versions. Why I'm using NodeMon is to support some legacy versions of Node.js. If some of you are using legacy versions, then it will support legacy versions. Okay, so I'll write a start and I'll create some script. Now for start, I'll just simply run node server.js. Okay, node server.js, and then I will write here dev. What is for dev? I'll just write nodemon. Okay, and after writing nodemon, what I'll do is I'll create a nodemon.json, that is the nodemon config, nodemon.json, and here I will write watch. Okay, and what you should watch? You should watch the server.js file. You should watch the ./src file that will be creating soon. And then probably you should watch the .env file as well. Then we'll have extensions. Which extensions you should watch? By default, it only watches the JavaScript, or if you're using TypeScript, it watches the TypeScript file as well as JSON files. And provide start to watch for all extensions. Then what I will do is I will write an exec, that is execute node server.js. So it will repeatedly restart our server automatically whenever we make any changes. So clear and write a npm run dev. And as soon as I write, it says me a file has been treated as JS modules because it is JS. What happened? Uh, okay, so here actually we have to change this to import express from express. Okay, so save this, and yeah, it tells me that of the backend listening on port 8080. Let us go to localhost 8080, and you can see we are getting a hello world. But typically we don't return plain text messages from server, uh, we return from JSON message. Now, here I am using API version about which I will be telling you soon. So slash API slash v1 slash hello. And here I will send a status code of 200 and then a JSON. Okay. And inside JSON, I will just write here message hello. Wow. Okay. And here what I will do is I will install an extension that is named as Prettier, which is a code formatter. So I'll install this. Okay, Prettier code formatter, and it is around $67 million. Now, as I've installed, I'll click on right. I'll do a right click and format document. Okay, and I will configure Prettier. Okay, so save this, and as soon as I save this, you can see. Now, what I will do is I'll create the configuration. Let us open Prettier and format on save. I'm searching for format on save. Let me see where is the setting. I want the format on save. Yeah. So format on save. Let me click that, and also format on paste. What this will do, whenever we save or whenever we paste some code, it will automatically format. Let me show you. If I click on Ctrl S, it automatically formats according to the previous code formatter. Okay. And here you can see it's repeatedly restarting my server. So I'll reload it, and it's telling me cannot get slash. Obviously, it will not get this slash. So I'll go to slash API slash v1 slash hello. And yeah, so here is our API. So this is a sample API that we created, and this is the end of the first part of the series. Okay, and in the second part, in the module 2, actually, I'll be teaching you how you can configure GitHub for this entire project.